Hello, this is Steve Hughes from ICL. I'm going to show you today some repotting some old stock. This particular instance, I've got a couple of Christmas trees that need repotting. Under the difficult circumstances we're in at the moment, nurseries will be experiencing a lot of stock that needs repotting that may not sell from earlier on in the season. You want to keep on for another season, but you want to get the best out of them. In this instance, as I say, I'm going to use Christmas trees. I've got a fairly coarse container nursery stock compost. I'm going to use some Osmocote 8 to 9 month, and I'm going to put the 5 litre deep into a 10 litre pot. So first of all, I'm going to weigh out 40 grams. I know I'm only doing this on a one pot basis, but it gives you an indication of where we need to be. So try and get it accurate. Whenever you're doing a batch of compost, the appropriate amount of compost for whether it's one bag, half a cubic metre or whatever, weigh out the right amount. Mix that into the compost there, give it a good old mix. Obviously if it's pre-mixed compost, there won't be a problem. But what I'm trying to emphasise here is you've got a 5 litre pot that's run out of steam. There's no feed left in that. That was an 8 to 9 month compost last year going into a 10 litre pot. So you need enough feed to compensate for that 5 litre that's run out. So hence the reason for putting enough in 5 litres of compost for the whole container. That way you'll get good quality plant, grow to its best with the appropriate amount of fertiliser in there. I'm going to show you another way in a little while, using tabs. Similar way, probably slightly easier in the fact you haven't got to mix compost in. Anyway, that's the potted subject done. I've got a 5 litre potted Christmas tree here going into the 10 litre pot. Obviously clean off any weed before you start. I've got a coarse container nursery stock compost I'm going to pop into there. It's obviously a Levington Advance container nursery stock coarse compost, this particular one. Nice and coarse for the size of container to give you plenty of airfill porosity in the pot. Obviously use the appropriate compost for whatever you're potting up and the size of pot. So smaller particles as the pot size goes down. Right, that's roughly it. What I'm going to use here is some Osmocote tablets. These are 8 to 9 month tablets. Slightly easier than the ready mix. If you don't want to do it that way, you can just push these into the compost. Be careful you don't crumble the tablets when pushing in. And in this instance, I'm going to put in 5 tabs, which is just short of 40 grams. That will give me enough feed for the season. Should keep that tree looking good right through to next year. I'm also going to use a pot topping material just to keep the weed down. Popping that around the top of the pot at the moment. And basically just keep that watered. You should get some nice stock later on in the year. That will green up nicely. Possibly saleable next year, but probably wants another couple of years to grow on. Thanks very much for listening. That's the 2 trees I've done. That's the one with the tabs. That's the one with the loose Osmocote in. Fairly easy to do.